guys, what's up? It's Fern. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today I bring to you my Hoya collection. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I actually have enough of a certain type of plant to do a collection video, and I feel like I definitely have enough Hoya. I think I have 17 different types. I'm not sure, I'll have to recount. Over the past 5 or 6 months, I've gotten really into Hoya. There are so many interesting varieties, and I find that they're really good to collect because usually when you buy them, they're relatively small and they aren't super fast growers. So I find that you can collect a lot of different types. I can do a whole video separate on how I care for my Hoya. If you guys want that, just let me know. But for this one, I'm just going to be sharing all the different ones I have, and they're not going to be in any particular order. I have just grabbed them all and I'm just going to be holding them up and showing you and giving you a little blurb about them. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first one that I've grabbed is a crowd favorite. It is my beautiful Hoya Polyneura. Okay, there, now you can see her. So this is what she looks like. This leaf came in a little weird, but that's okay. She is one of my favorite Hoya ever. I just got her in June, I believe, and since I got her, she has just been growing like mad. I have actually taken 2 cuttings from her, and since I did that, she has been putting out tons of new growth. I keep feeling like I need to stand up. So she has actually got 4 different spots where new growth is coming in. Right down there, right there, at the end here, and this spot right here on this other vine it put out. So yeah, she has really taken off. Honestly, she has been such an easy Hoya for me as well. So if you can get your hands on even just a little cutting of this guy, I highly recommend it because it will just take off for you. And I think they're pretty easy to root up as well from my experience and what I've heard. So yeah, I love her so much. Hoya Polyneura, or the fishtail Hoya. Okay, next, this guy is not looking too hot, but he just needs a drink, honestly. He's really wrinkled, so I need to do that after I film this. But this is my Hoya Sheperdii. It was actually sold to me as a Kentiana, I believe, but I'm quite sure that it's a Sheperdii. It really has the green bean looking leaves. You can probably see that they are wrinkled right now. He is thirsty. He sits on the back of my shelf behind me, so sometimes he gets neglected a little bit. But yeah, he's been such a chill, easy plant so far. He's actually putting out some new leaves. You can see right there, they come in really dark. And then, oh my goodness, he has another one there too. A little one, that's so cute. Yeah, so I can't wait until this plant grows bigger and starts trailing. It's got this crazy vine. But yeah, it needs some leaves on this fair vine here. So yeah, that is my Hoya Sheperdii. Next, I have the first Hoya that I ever got, and it is my lovely Hoya Pubicalyx. And oh my goodness, this thing is wild. Like, its tendrils are just out of control. There's so many of them too. This plant has just grown like a weed. Like, it is huge. Well, it's not huge, but it's definitely grown a lot in the past couple of years that I have had it. I think it needs to be repotted even because it's just like coming almost out, like lifting out of the pot. I don't know, it's just like growing like mad. But yes, this is what she looks like. I'm not sure what type of Pubicalyx she is. It's never bloomed for me, and somebody told me that the only way to tell the type is by the blooms. So maybe one day we will find out, but for now I'm not sure. I do really like it though. It's such an easygoing plant. Most of these are like, really none of my Hoya give me any trouble. But yeah, I honestly neglect this guy a lot and it's fine. So yeah, and it's always growing too, and it puts out really beautiful dark new leaves. Same with the Sheperdii. So yeah, love this one as well. I love all of them. Its tendril is so long, it's like going behind the camera, it's crazy. Okay, next I have a new one that you probably have seen if you have been keeping up with my plant mail thing, the plants that were sent to me by my friend Courtney. This is a Hoya Chelsea, and it is so cool. Why does my camera always want to focus on somewhere that is not me? So it has these really big, beautiful leaves, and for some reason I did not know that this is what Hoya Chelsea looked like, but I guess this is what it looks like. Obviously I don't know much about this plant, I just got it, but from what I can tell, it's quite hardy because it survived the mail and none of the other Hoya did. So I just have it rooting in some sphagnum moss. I actually need to wet this after I'm done filming this as well. But yeah, I don't have too much to say on it yet because it is still a relatively new Hoya in my collection. Okay, and next, a super new Hoya in my collection actually. I literally just picked this up this afternoon, so you can barely even see in this bag, but let's see if I can get it into focus. This is my Hoya Sigillatis. Is it Sigillatis or Sigillatis? I'm not really sure. But that is what is inside of here. These were actually just imported into my local plant shop and I just went to pick it up, so it is still acclimating and just like de-stressing from its travels. So I'm just keeping it in this Ziploc bag with some sphagnum and keeping an eye on it. So yeah, I will update you guys on what this guy looks like and how he's doing once I take him out of his little baggie. All right, so now we have my beautiful Hoya Curtisii. I love this plant so much. It's honestly so cute if you look at its little leaves, and I love how they just trail in these kind of little vines. You guys know I love trailing plants, and this one just looks so delicate. So yeah, it's just so freaking cute. I love it so much. This has been such a good grower for me as well, and it's so easy to tell when it needs a drink. Like, it's honestly like a string of hearts. If it's a little bit squishy, then I water it, and really it does not demand anything from me at all, and it just keeps growing. It's so cute. It was barely trailing when I got it in, when did I get it? The winter, the spring, sometime near the beginning of the year. But yeah, really cute one. Okay, next, this is one of my favorite Hoya ever. I know people either love or hate this plant. It is a Hoya Carnosa Compacta or a Hindu rope. And yeah, it's basically like a curly leafed Hoya. I just think it is so unique and wonderful, and I am honestly like blown away when I see people that have huge hanging baskets of this. Like, when they get long, they're so impressive and so cool, and I cannot wait until one day when I have like a really long and full Hoya Carnosa Compacta. Actually, speaking of that, this is a cutting that I took off of this one quite some time ago now, probably in the winter time or maybe the spring, I'm not really sure, but I think I'm actually going to repot it in here to make this one a bit more full, and I will show you something cool about this small one. So if you look closely, you can see that it is actually going to bloom. Look at its little peduncle. It's kind of like squished in there in the leaves, so I hope that it still opens up okay. This is my first Hoya to bloom in my care, like where it didn't come with a bloom already, because my Hoya Bella has bloomed for me, but it came with those blooms. So this one has just produced these blooms in my care, which is so cool. I've actually noticed that this Hoya is going a bit lighter in color. It's kind of getting bleached out because I've had it right under my Mars grow lights, whereas my other one is on the second shelf. So I've moved it down to the second shelf just because I don't want it to get too like bleached out looking. But yeah, I love this plant so much. They're so easy to care for as well because you can tell right away when they need a drink of water. They go wrinkly and then you water them, and yeah, they're perfect. Amazing. Love it. Okay, next is my, banging into things with the vine. Next is my Hoya Macrophylla. I believe this is albomarginata. So it is a beautiful, beautiful Hoya with large leaves and these white borders. I love this one so much. You guys have seen this recently in my favorite plants of September video, I believe, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But yeah, just a beautiful, amazing Hoya, and I grew it from just 2 leaves. I got it when I was in Seattle last year, and yeah, it's just been such an easygoing plant for me, like all of them, and it's got these big vines it's putting out as well. And look at the coloring on this new leaf. I know I already have showed you guys this in my September favorites video, but just look at how it's like neon on the edges. It's so beautiful. I just love this plant. It needs a drink as well. You can tell because the leaves are floppy and soft. But yeah, Hoya Macrophylla. Okay, next is my Hoya Wayetii, which I've honestly had kind of a tough time with, and I don't really know why. It's really weird because half of its leaves are not doing well at all. They are like bleached out and really like soft and just weird, and then has other leaves that are super healthy and hard and look like just in really good condition compared to these ones. So I don't know if these just, I don't really know what happened there. But this was super root bound in a smaller pot that I had it in. So I recently uppotted it, and I know that they like to be like somewhat root bound, but I thought maybe that's why it wasn't putting out new growth. It was just putting out vines with like these weird roots, if you can see. So we'll see how it does in a bigger pot. I hope that it just takes off and starts trailing. But yeah, it's kind of a plant that's like never been doing great for me, but also never been doing horrible. So it just kind of chills, and one day it is going to take off. I can feel it. This is going to be a long video, you guys, I'm sorry. Next is my Hoya Linearis, which is another one of my favorites. Like, oh, look at it. This is such a cool Hoya. As you guys know, I get so paranoid of knocking the baby leaves off. Hoya leaves are really easy to knock off, like the new ones. What was I saying? I love anything that like drapes and trails down, and these can get really long and full and beautiful. So I'm really excited for it to grow and get more mature. It's actually grown a lot for me already. I got it as just a small cutting, and it's already put off a couple, oop, God, I'm so scared. It's already put off a couple of new vines, and I actually propagated this one, and I just recently, like a couple days ago, potted it into the pot here. So now it's got multiple vines on there, and yeah, I love it so much. I've heard people say that this is a more finicky Hoya, but I really haven't experienced that. It's been super easy going for me, and I know that people say they're thirstier than other Hoyas, and I would agree. Like, you don't want it to get super dry. It may not be really forgiving. It might drop some of the new growth or something like that, but I've let it dry out all the way, and I haven't had anything bad happen yet. So yeah, I don't know, but yes, one of my favesies here. Okay, next is my Hoya Compacta variegata. Now this, if you watched my, oh my goodness, I don't even know what video it was in. It was one of the videos I filmed near the end of the summer before I moved. Oh, I think it was like a day in the life of a plant mom video. But if you watched the video, you would have seen that this Hoya was putting out all white growth, and I actually cut it back, and I will give you guys an update on how it's doing. So since I cut it back, it has actually put out 4 leaves, and 3 out of those 4 actually have green on them. So it was a really good idea for me to cut it back, because now I am getting green back into the plant. This one leaf is all white. Oh, it's so beautiful. But these ones all have green on them, so I'm really happy with that. And I'm just excited for this plant to grow, because obviously it's so small, and I had to cut like half of it off, so that was kind of painful, but it's doing really awesome. So yeah, Hoya Compacta variegata. Okay, here's actually another one of my favorites. I have so many of them are my favorites. This is my Hoya Mathilde. I don't know if you can see. This is what it looks like. Oh, it's so cute. I love it so much. So this I actually got as a cutting in the summer from a seller across Canada. I don't even remember from where. If someone that I found in a Facebook group, I just posted that I was looking for one, and then somebody was able to sell me a cutting and ship it to me, which was so nice. And it has just taken off since I rooted it and potted it up. I've heard that they're really fast growers, and I would definitely say that that's true. It's even putting out little baby there. It's so cute. I love it so much. I just love its like round little speckled leaves. Like, it is just the cutest thing ever. So I'm really excited to see this one grow. Okay, so this is my Hoya Kerrii. Is it called albomarginata? I'm not sure. It's one of the variegated Hoya Kerrii. This is probably my least favorite Hoya. I almost didn't even take it when I moved. I mean, to be honest with you, Hoya Kerrii just kind of annoy me. They are such slow growers, and sometimes the leaves just come in like really weird and wonky. I mean, this is probably my fault. This is probably because of something I did, but I feel like that happens a lot and it really annoys me. And this leaf is the newest one, and it's been here for months, and the variegation is still green, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's ever gonna turn to the cream or if it's just gonna stay green. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just like hang on to it because they look really cool when they get big. So I just wait for it to very slowly grow. I find that these are very finicky with lighting. If you put it in too much light, this white variegation will burn very easily. I have done that multiple times. But obviously it needs enough light to keep up with its variegation and to grow. So I don't really know. I mean, it's a cool plant, but honestly, like, kind of frustrating also. My friend Vanessa actually has like a fuzzy one. I'm not even sure what it's called, but that one is so cool. Like, I would want one of those ones. But I actually like the plain green or like the splash ones of these. I'm not a huge fan of this variegation. I don't really know. I mean, it's okay. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say rude things about you. You're never gonna grow then. But yeah, we'll see what happens to this plant in the future. Okay, we're almost done. So this is my Hoya Bella, which you guys have seen multiple times before. I can't believe how fast this thing grows, you guys. This started as just a couple of small cuttings in probably June, and it has really just taken off. It has bloomed. It has multiple peduncles for me right now, which these peduncles actually were put out in my care as well. Yeah, I feel like I've talked about this a couple times recently, so I won't say too much, but it is a thirsty Hoya. I water this thing a lot. It's honestly like moist most of the time, and it's super happy like that. I think because it's just constantly growing and constantly blooming, it needs just a lot of water. So yeah, but it's a really rewarding plant. Okay, so next we have an interesting one. This is my Hoya Rotundiflora. I got this from Crystal Star in June, and it's a really unique looking Hoya because it has like these rectangular kind of oblong shaped leaves, and it's really textured. It's just so interesting. I really like it, so I had to add it to my collection when I saw that they were offering it because yeah, it's just like so strange. I like strange leaves, strange plants. So, and it even came on this cute little trellis, which was so nice. It just looks so cute. It sits in my kitchen window, and yeah, I love it. It looks kind of crooked. There we go. There we go. Hoya Rotundiflora. Okay, I only have two more to show you, and they are my largest ones. Oh, look at her. Oh my gosh. I just like cannot believe how beautiful she is. So this is my Hoya Crimson Queen. Definitely one of my favorites. I have had her for quite a while now. Well, actually not even that long, like a year and a half maybe. But I love her so much. I bought her when she was a relatively large pot already, but she has really just put on length. Like, it is absolutely crazy, and she is just so low maintenance. Like, she never complains about anything. Honestly, I have not watered her in like 2 months. She's finally feeling like she might be ready for a drink, but yeah, it's just wild. Like, she is the least demanding plant and the most rewarding. Look at these beautiful white leaves. Like, this vine is completely white, and it's still like thriving and growing. This has been here for pretty much the whole time I've had this plant. I think like it's been here for a while, over a year, and I've just been expecting it to die off because it's completely white, and it just doesn't. So yeah, I just can't believe it. And she has multiple spots where she has white leaves. You can see one in the back. Like, oh my goodness, she is just so beautiful. I know that this is a common Hoya, but I don't care. This is always going to be one of my favorites. It is just like so stunning. I love it so much. The variegation is perfect. Everything about her is perfect. I cannot wait until she blooms for me one day. You're gonna bloom for me, right? Yeah, it's just such a beautiful Hoya. I love it so much, and it's especially beautiful when it's in a large basket like this. Like, I love just seeing her draping down. It's so awesome. Okay, I'm actually going to take you with me to see the last one because I do not want to climb up and get it down from its spot. So it is my beautiful Hoya Carnosa green. It's just a regular Hoya Carnosa, and it is beautiful, trailing down. The leaves are huge. I wish you guys could see better, but obviously it's just a hassle for me to take it down. But trust me, the leaves are huge, and it's such a dark, beautiful green as well. I'm not sure how old it is. I actually got this plant off of Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, and I just think it's such an awesome find. I love it so much. And it's basically the same as my Crimson Queen regarding care. Like, I do not have to water it often. It's super happy just chilling. So yeah, and it's actually putting out a lot of new growth for me too. I could see some around the top when I had it down. But yeah, I love her so much. Oh my gosh, I just finished filming and I realized that I totally forgot my Hoya Obovata. You guys saw it in one of my recent hauls anyways from Crystal Star, but yeah, it's honestly doesn't look any different. It is just chilling. I recently potted it up and yeah, I think it's doing okay. I'm not really sure. So I am eagerly awaiting it to grow, and yeah, I really love it. I love the round leaves. So yes, Hoya Obovata, I can't forget it. Okay, that is going to be it for my Hoya collection video. I'm sure it will be growing, so I'm sure one day I will do an updated one. And I can also do other collection videos as well. Like, I can do philodendron, etc. I think it's really fun to hold them all up and talk about them. So yeah, let me know what your favorite Hoya is down below. I would love to chat with you in the comments as always. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're into houseplants. And yeah, that's it. I hope that you guys have a great day. Bye!